Okay, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Okay, so do you want to introduce yourself? So your name is Curtis. What's your last name again?
Haverland?
Haverland?
Haverland, correct. Curtis
Haverland.
Haverland. Yeah.
Okay, where are you located?
I'm primarily based out of Arizona in Gilbert.
Okay, okay. And I am in San Francisco. So the purpose of this meeting is to find out a little bit about what you do
Mhm.
um, with your company. What's the name of the company, or is it just your name?
No, the name of the company, well, I run a couple of them. They all are intertwined. I've created an ecosystem,
Okay,
but the name of my company is Surplus Rocket.
okay. And what does that mean? Does it say anything about what you do, or?
Well, that's a good question. So it's probably easier to explain what I do,
Okay,
and
okay. The name doesn't reveal it.
it depends on your knowledge of real estate and foreclosures. So,
Oh,
but it is
it's
known,
related to real estate mostly.
it's related to real estate in mortgages, correct?
Okay. So you came up with an idea to help people recover their funds, correct?
That's correct.
And how did you find out about it?
Good question. Um, I actually met a friend when I was in college during my taking my business courses a long time ago, and I found out that him and his father used to buy properties at auction. And when they bought properties at auction, sometimes they would pay more than the debt that was owed on that property that was in foreclosure. And they wondered what happened to that extra money. Who
Yeah.
got that money? And that's kind of how we got into the business. We learned that that extra money belonged to the owner of that property who was in foreclosure, and the bank couldn't
Okay.
take all. The bank could only take what. So anything more is surplus, hence the name surplus funds. And so what we did is started doing some research and we found out that there's actually billions of dollars in nationwide across all the states that are being held in state depositories by the county treasuries, sometimes by the Superior Court, and sometimes by the trustees who facilitate those foreclosure auctions. So we started putting together a business to help people get that money back because most people didn't know they even had it.
Okay, so basically you were able to give him access to those funds.
What I do, correct. I locate money. I
Yeah,
find out who money belongs to. I make
yeah.
contact with that person and I let them know I can help them get their money back and I charge a small fee for my service.
Okay, so how do you locate that money with the city records?
That's a good question. That's where it becomes very complicated. So that's what Surplus Rocket does. I have created a way over the years to automate the process of locating all this money. I
Yeah.
put together a team who does all the research, looks up the deeds of the property, mortgages, and all the other pertinent information required to determine if there's actually money there. There's a lot of moving parts to it, but I've simplified it. And now Surplus Rocket provides, it's a database of all the people we found who's owed money that anyone can access and honestly start a six-figure business for less than $500 a month.
Oh,
So
you help other people start the business for 500 a month?
that's correct. So what I do right now, I've been
Yeah,
doing the business for a long time. We've recovered for thousands of people. We've
yeah.
made millions. Now we are teaching other people how to do this business because there's more leads, if you will, more people who need the money than we can actually help. So we might as well open the door to everybody and let them know how they can get into this business, whether they want to do it part-time or full-time. You can work anywhere in the world. I'm currently in Mexico right now, and I
Oh,
just
really?
currently at the moment, and I can work from here. I just need an internet connection and a phone and a
Oh,
computer. But
okay.
that's
So how many people when you say we, you have a a couple people helping you?
I have a team of, in terms of who I employ to help, I've got a team of about 7 people that I employ in order to make this possible for other people. And then you can see my logo in the back is called Surplus Accelerator. That is a school platform, the new school platform that I give free training. So people can join my program for free. I teach them how to qualify heirs and beneficiaries, how to make sure you're signing the right people. I teach them what documents to use, the contracts, and then I've also created an attorney network that now people can submit their claims directly to the attorney. Now they just wait to get paid. As simple as it possibly could be.
Okay, okay. And then little by little, you build up a team of 7 people.
Yes, you have to have people. You don't. Um, Aline, correct? Is that
Yes,
how I pronounce your name?
speaking, yes.
So, Aline, if you wanted to start this business, you don't need anybody. You could literally get a subscription to Surplus Rocket. You have all these people you're going to find, and it comes with their contact information. It's not always accurate. That's kind of part of the business. You have to skip trace their cold numbers. You got to call them, contact them. If they want to move forward, let's say you find someone who has $100,000 and you call, his name is John. You say, John, I see you have $100,000. I can help you get that money back. It'll take probably 3 to 5 months to get it back, and I'll charge you 10%. You get 90%. And if
When
they
you say
agree to
you're
move,
gonna help him, can he just call and get it?
no, unfortunately, no. If they could,
No?
we wouldn't be in business. No, it's not that simple. It's like taxes, right? Anybody could do it, but 95% of people don't because there's a legal process and documents. But
Oh,
all
there's
you
a
have,
legal process, okay.
that's
So
right. The
that
government,
legal process, you know the legal process, but he doesn't.
that's correct. That's why
Are you
there's
an
been,
attorney by training?
I work with law firms as it pertains to this business. So yes,
Okay,
most people think I'm an attorney when I speak to them, but that's just because I've been working with them for a long time.
okay, okay. So you work with attorneys and they help you find the funds for your client.
No, I find the funds from the client. I get them to sign an agreement to allow me to recover their money. Just as the example I gave you, if someone had 100,000 and they agreed to let me recover for 10%, I don't charge them any money up front. I only earn that money if I actually get their money released.
Okay, okay,
So that would be $10,000 I would earn on one deal, as we call it. We get one deal. Once
right.
I get them to sign a contract, which I can just send via like an e-sign or DocuSign, when I get it back, I just get their driver's license and then I send it over to the attorneys and they take care of the rest of it. And the attorneys take a small percentage of that. So out of 10,000, I would make 7,500.
Got it, got it. But um, so if I understand well, the person is not even aware he has money.
Generally, most people are not even aware unless somebody has called them and informed them. And
And
I'll tell you the
how did that money stay in that fund? How did the money end up in the funds?
good question. So that's how this business even began. Sometimes people, when they buy a house, they finance it, they take a loan out from the bank.
Yeah.
Now, many reasons why someone would go into foreclosure. Maybe they lost a job, had a hard season, and they couldn't keep up with the payments. So the bank is going to put that property into foreclosure and it's going to be scheduled to sell at auction. If I am the purchaser, I come in and I bid on that property. Maybe they only owed 100,000, but maybe I bid 150 because the real estate market is a lot higher now than it was when they bought the property.
Okay,
So
okay.
I pay 150,000. The bank takes back their 100,000. The 50,000 the bank can't take because that's the equity that's belonging to that person. Now here's the problem. The bank is not required to notify you other than sending one letter to you, which is usually, and it's sent to that address, usually 30 days or after the auction. Most people aren't living at that property address anymore. They moved and they didn't put a
Oh,
forward.
and they're not aware of it.
They're not aware. They never got it. And just most people don't know when you go into foreclosure, The misconception is everybody thinks the bank takes everything.
Okay, so that's where you come in. You discovered that he does have money or she does.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, so how many of these people are out there? A lot of people who got in foreclosure?
It's a good question. There's an uptick in foreclosures and delinquencies that we pay attention to. And in the last couple years, we are, in terms of auctions, there's well over 20,000 auctions that take place every year. And out of that 20,000, about 5,000 result in actual surplus. They sold for more than what was owed. And I'll give you some other statistic numbers. In 2024, we had 225 clients sign up to let us recover their money. That
Yeah.
equated to $1 million in gross revenue.
Okay.
In just 2025, we signed up about 180 people in 9 months, and that was about 1.4 million in gross revenue. We're still only signing up a very small portion, about 5 to 6% of the total amount of leads, the surplus opportunities that we're finding, and it's very lucrative, which is why I've opened up the door to teach other people how to do this. And I've created a network of attorneys for everybody, and I've made it very simple. So now I'm not doing it directly. I am now offering a SaaS platform, which provides the data, the leads, and then I provided a claims portal for them to submit to the attorneys that I've already put together. So now everything is streamlined. And like I said, for less than $500 a month, anybody can start this business and truly make themselves 10,000 a month to 100,000 a month. It depends
And
on their
how
level of
many
work.
people they're gonna contact?
It depends on how many people they can get to want to sign up with them to help them recover their money. Correct.
Is it hard to get them to sign up for your program?
Honestly, for some people, yes. For others, no. For me, no. It's very easy, but that's because I've been doing it for a while and I understand how to communicate what it is I do.
Okay, nobody's gonna say no, I don't want my 100,000.
That's right. Nobody's going to say
They
no.
don't have to pay you to get it, to get it.
That's correct. Some people, they're skeptical. They don't believe it because they never heard of it. And so
Oh,
when I will tell them, if I was a scammer, I'd be the dumbest scammer there is because I'm not even going to ask you for a penny out of your pocket. I'm not going to ask you for your social security number. I'm not going to ask you for your bank account. I'm not going to ask for anything. Matter of fact, I'll put you on the phone with someone from our legal team, a law firm, who will explain how this works. And the only way we can get paid is if we actually do what we say we're going to do and get your money. And when we do, we'll notify you. You'll get updated. You're going to have a portal. Provide as much transparency as possible and really put their mind at ease, letting them know we're not asking for anything except for the opportunity to help them.
and these attorneys are with the state of Arizona or other
Oh,
states?
national. Yeah, all states.
All states. So if someone in California has a fund, you contact an attorney in California?
I contact the claimant, the person that's owed the money first. If they agree to move forward, I get them to sign our documents, or we have a system in place where they can book an appointment to have a free legal consultation. If they feel skeptical still and they need more information, then we can do that, and the attorneys will speak with them and close the deals for them. We can do both.
Yeah. And it has to be an attorney in their state.
Yes, the attorneys generally need to be licensed in the state that they're doing the recovery in.
Now, it's totally different from people who didn't pay their taxes with the city. The
Not
that
that,
the
that's
tax
a great
lien,
question.
that's a tax lien business.
So that's correct. There's two different types of businesses. What I work on and what I'm talking about right now is called mortgage overages. And then
Okay.
there's also overages. So when a property is in default due to their taxes not being paid, those properties will also be foreclosed and sold at a tax sale. Same thing. Basically, there's a mortgage sale for auction,
Yeah, yeah.
and the process is relatively the same. A lot of people that work with me also do tax recoveries. So they are
Okay.
finding overages, recovering it, and submitting to our attorneys as well. We do both.
Okay, so you get two types of foreclosures.
There are two types of foreclosures. It goes beyond this as well, but my primary focus is mortgage overages because there's more mortgage overage foreclosures taking place than there are tax overages, and there's even unclaimed funds and bankruptcy funds that you can recover too. It gets very, we can go into the weeds if we wanted to or down the rabbit hole, but to keep it as simple as possible, leads are provided, tax or mortgage. You can work both. My primary focus and expertise is mortgage, and there's just too many opportunities that we can't even keep up with.
Okay, sounds like a good deal. Now, you said the person will recover 100,000, but it could be more.
Yes, actually, in some cases it could be more, but my research team is very good. We're generally very close to what it's going to be because there's a lot of factors you have to consider, such as interest, penalty fees from the date the property was initiated into foreclosure, and then 3 to 4 months later it sells at auction. So there's still added fees and other encumbrances. There could be liens, there could be judgments, taxes, HOA, second mortgage. These things we also look for, and if we find them, we add them to our database so everybody who's working our leads can see that. So all the research is done. There's a lot of people trying to do this business who don't know how to do the research yet. And so they just look at like the opening bid and the winning bid, which is when a property sells at auction, you have somebody who's bidding the property. They're going to give you the opening bid, which is usually what the bank was owed when the foreclosure suit was initiated or started. And then if it sells for more, a lot of people think, well, there's got to be surplus. Not in all cases. You really need to do the research and be good at it to understand what liens and judgments you have to look for, where to look for them, what about interest, what about penalty fees, what about insurance, what about HUD, housing, urban
So
and
there might be
development.
nothing left.
There could be nothing left, but in some cases there could be more. And I did have a case recently where we were very conservative and we thought there was only going to be about 40 to 50,000. There ended up being 130. So we charged 20% on that case and made over $26,000 on one. And the homeowners were still very happy because they had no idea they even had any money. They didn't believe it.
Oh, they didn't know they had a surplus of 130,000?
Nope. I had another gentleman, his name is Ruben Aguilera in Arizona. He had 190,000. We charged him 20% because the money's only held for a period of time and it was about to escheat to the state. If you don't
Oh,
recover the money, then in Arizona, 2 years, it moves to the state general fund or the Department of Revenue. So we
oh.
told him done very quickly. We know how to do it. We got the money recovered for him in about 90 days and we made $38,000 on one
So
deal.
you told him, listen, if you don't act fairly quickly, your money is going to go to the general fund.
That's right. And what does he have to lose if he's not even paying a penny for us to do it, unless we're actually
Oh,
successful?
oh, he's not paying unless you do recover it.
That's exactly right. So it's kind of a no-brainer, right? If somebody told you, Aline, you've got $100,000, I'll go get it from you. Maybe you didn't even believe this, but I said, what do you stand to lose? You're not going to pay me anything. And the only way I get paid is if I actually get money from you. So if there's no money there, you don't owe me anything.
Okay. But you know there is money there.
Yeah, there are some states where you can actually confirm it. It's what we call a judicial state. I can see that there's money there on deposit because it goes through a court process. But then there's
Oh,
other states where you can't see it. It's
oh,
non-judicial. And we know based on just our proprietary information and our research, we believe there'll be money there and we're pretty good at it. And we can only confirm that through the trustee directly. So when we sign someone up, let's say you signed an agreement with me to allow me to recover your money, I would submit that information to the trustee. Then we wait for them to confirm and ratify the sale. And then they will confirm if there's any surplus left over to us directly.
the trustee could also be the owner.
Nope, the trustee is representing the interest of the bank. They sell the
Oh,
product for the bank. So they sometimes are holding that money.
so you're going to call pretty much the trustee of the bank and they would want that money?
We want that money. It's not the trustee's money. The trustee's job is to sell the property at auction, pay the bank back their money, and then the trustee's job is to settle or satisfy any liens and judgments in order of priority first. And then what's left over is their job is to give the money back to the homeowner, whatever's left over. But they don't make an effort to contact the homeowner. So they just hold the money.
Oh,
Sometimes they might be paying interest on it in their accounts, but we contact the trustee. If nobody recovers it, sometimes in a year to 3 years, they will send the money to the court.
okay. And you have then relationship with these trustees.
That's correct. We do create the relationships. They know us very well. We've been recovering for a long time.
Okay, okay. So now they know that you're there to work out a deal for the owner and for you and for them.
Well, they don't get anything, so
They
they just
don't.
have to be over to us. No.
Oh,
The
they
trustee,
just the money is just sitting.
they're paid by the bank. So they sell the
Okay,
property. A trustee is really just another law firm. They're just representing the interest of the bank. We're representing the interest of the homeowner.
got it, got it. And the bank is the bank who gave them the loan.
That's right.
Got it. And sometimes there's another party involved, the mortgage broker, right?
No, it's
No?
always going to be who's owed the money.
Okay, so
Why?
it's the client, the bank, and then you are the middleman to give the owner.
Why? You have to ask yourself, why is the property in foreclosure? Sometimes people die, they pass away, and there's nobody there to pay the mortgage anymore. And
Okay,
that's
got
why
it.
it goes to
It goes
foreclosure.
in foreclosure.
There's a, sometimes there's a divorce, and when people get divorced, they give up the property, both of them, or one or the other, or one can't take care of it when one moves on. That's another reason. Some people go to jail, and that's why the property goes into foreclosure, nobody to take care of the bills. And then again, some people just fall on hard times, they lose a job and they can't keep up, or due to the increase of the economy and costs
It goes in
to live.
foreclosure, okay? And then
Mhm.
they lose their mortgage, basically.
They lose their home, it goes to foreclosure, it sells, and again, if it's sold for more than what they owed, they're entitled to that equity. It's still their equity, just as if you bought a property for 100,000 10 years ago, and now the property's worth 200,000, you have 100,000 in equity. Same way.
Okay, so every bank lists those excess funds publicly?
Nope.
No?
Nope. That's where what we've done has become a science, right? So our service is something that took years for us to put together
Yeah.
to find these leads. You can find some of them, but it still requires due diligence. You could go to, let's say, if I gave you an example of where you could find a list, as people call it. I generally don't, but a lot of people who try to get in this business, they will call it a surplus list. In Arizona, you could go to treasurer.maricopa.gov, which is a county government website. You could look up
Yeah.
excess proceeds. You would pull up a list, but it only shows you the last 30 days of people who may have money. But there's really a lot more than that. So they don't make
Okay.
it easy for you, but we
So
have that out
so
for you.
so your job is to make a few phone calls first.
Yes, once you have leads, then yes, you need to, what you do is we call it skip tracing. You have to skip trace that lead, that contact person, find phone numbers for them, previous addresses, relatives, and we call everybody until we finally get to the person we're trying to get a hold of, unless they call us back or answer. And then we tell them why we're calling and we let them know they have money. We are ready and we anticipate they either know or they don't know about it. And if they don't know, they may be skeptical. So we know what to say and how to explain to them that this is real. Sometimes we can show them proof if it's a judicial state. But we've simplified this process. That's where my training comes in. I teach people to do exactly how to do this, how to speak with people, how to provide the proof, and how to get them to want to agree to let you sign for a fair rate.
So does the bank has the right to tell you which funds are available? Let's say you call Chase Bank and you call the trustees and you say, do you have any fund sitting in your bank at this time? Are they allowed to tell you?
Not anybody. So you couldn't, Aline, you wouldn't be able to just to pick up the phone and call them. The only way you could call a trustee or even the bank would be if you actually have an agreement or what
Oh,
they call an agreement of interest for the previous homeowner to represent their interest.
mm.
So from a legal standpoint, nobody would give you any information if you just picked up the phone and call. You
So
have to have a legal.
so you have a way to find out. Is that it?
Yeah,
If
as
you
I've explained, I have
so
everything to know. Yes.
yeah, so you don't call the trustee of the bank, you just find out there is one.
Yes, because there is a trustee listed on almost all auctions. Somebody's selling that property.
Yeah.
So we
Yeah.
identify who sold the property.
So your first job is to find out the properties on foreclosures and then find
W-
out which bank it's with.
There are There are counties, there are sites, and there are states that you can see a schedule of what properties are going into auction due to foreclosure, and they're
Okay.
going to sell at an auction. And then we have different ways of just finding out that information. What did it sell for at auction? What was owed at the time of auction? Are there any interest? Is there any liens or judgments or any other financial encumbrances associated with that property?
And you make that judgment whether
We get
it's
all that
worth it.
information. We need to know if there's judgments or liens because if there's tax liens or judgments, for example, and maybe there was 20,000 of surplus, but the tax liens owed were more than that, then we know there's not going to be anything left over because the taxes are going to take it all. So there's a lot to it. But to simplify the whole business, it's really just a matter of people are owed money after foreclosure. Most don't know about it. We provide all the leads for you. You just have to call, contact them, qualify them, make sure they're the right person, and then get them to sign an agreement. Once you get them to sign an agreement, you pass that agreement on to the attorney network via a claims portal. And
Okay.
that's it. And you move on to the next one and you wait to get paid. We just got 4 checks today, totaling over $100,000, for example. And this is
Of,
just from people we're
of
helping
people
get their
who
money.
get paid? Of people who get paid?
Yes, people who get paid are making a lot of money. It's a very good business.
Oh, wow. So, do you have really how many states at this point do you cover?
Good question. Currently, we're in, I believe, 37 states. Now, again, we could talk for hours about this, I'll tell you. But not
You
all states are
you don't have to
friendly.
be you don't have to be licensed to do what you do.
No, you do not. There are some states that require either a private investigator license or a registered agent license, but no, I have ways around that. We have an attorney network where if you have to be licensed, you can reach out as an advocate, just inform and educate them, and then book an appointment for the legal team to have a consultation. They take that call, such as myself, we close the deal, and you still get paid. Different ways to do it.
Okay, okay. Not all states require a license.
Majority of them don't require anything. You
Most of
don't
them
even have.
don't.
Most of them do not. We're just look at it this way. What I tell people to do is when you reach out to someone, just let them know that you are a foreclosure auditor. You are auditing foreclosure auctions and identifying properties that resulted in equity, which is surplus funds, that exceeded the debt amount. And when you do, your job is just to let them know and money and put them in contact with the legal team, and they'll help them get their money back.
So let's say you are owed money and I call you and I say, Curtis, I noticed that you are owed some money. Curtis is going to have a light bulb and say, oh, I'm going to call my bank. No,
The bank's not the one holding the money.
no.
Nope. And but to be honest with you, Aline, you're not going to believe this, but I literally tell people exactly what to do and who to contact. I will tell them if it's a non-judicial state, I will tell them they just need to contact the trustee. I tell them who the trustee is. I give them the trustee sale number. I even tell them just Google their name in your area and call them. What you'll find out is 9 out of 10 people, even if I tell them exactly what to do and who to contact, they won't do it, or they'll try. And the trustees aren't always nice. They don't give them the information, or they just don't return their calls. So then they call
Oh,
us. That's why I say the advantage here is we have a network of attorneys. They will answer the attorneys or we will sue them. So they do respond, but 9 out of 10 people don't even try because they're
oh
in
yeah.
foreclosure for,
Because if they're not attorneys, they're not allowed to give them the information.
well, technically as a homeowner, they can inquire. But the truth is a lot of these trustees, a lot of them aren't very friendly and they're just non-responsive. And I know why, again, these law firms, they don't want to respond or they wait until they have all the information before they do, which can be 30, 60, or 90 days after the auction. And most people, they give up before that time. So that's where we come in.
Okay, so it takes that long to get the money, 40 to 60 days?
Honestly, the average time frame is about 5 months across the board. I've had some checks come in 30 to 60 days. That's pretty fast. But the average time frame, but depending, there's a lot to cover here if you want to know why. If you are the living property owner, those cases can take 30 to 120 days, depending on the state, if it's judicial or non-judicial. If you are not the living homeowner, maybe you died, Aline, but you have children who are heirs and beneficiaries to your estate, or you had a will, or someone went through probate, those cases would take anywhere from 4 to 9 months, sometimes longer. I have a California case as an example. Property owner passed away. We signed her daughter, who we went through probate to get her appointed as the administrator. We are now going on 2 years because California is so slow, the slowest state next to Maryland, in order to go through that whole process. But she's got $375,000. We signed her up for 10%. So it's a $37,000 payday, but it's taken 2 years to get that money. But right now, in just
But you
9 months,
don't mind to wait, is that it? Are you saying you don't
no,
mind to
because
wait?
I sign lots of people, about 20 people every single month, or more. I used to sign about 60 to 80 people up every month, and
Oh,
we
so
generate.
it's a turnaround. It's a turnaround.
You'll have some checks come in early. You'll have other ones. I mean, at a high volume, depending on how you scale your business, we were averaging 60 new clients every single month for over a year, and we averaged about 31 checks we would receive for people a month. So we generated over $2.5 million in gross revenue in 1 year, and a lot more after that. So it depends on how you do your business. But if you're doing it all by yourself, you can easily make yourself $100,000 to $300,000 if you only close. Let me put it this way. If you only closed two deals, meaning you signed up two clients every month for $7,000, you just charged a flat rate of 7,000. After attorney's fees, because they take a percentage out of your what you get, you would make $126,000 a year.
Okay. So all the business goes through you and then you pay your agents.
No, Aline, if you wanted to start this business today, you would pay $350 if you're part of my program to get access to all the leads. You can close as many, it depends on how many leads you can close in a single month. If you close one deal a week, you would be making over $200,000 a year, and you're going to submit those deals directly to the attorneys. I'm not involved. I've simply created the systems to make it possible for you to run this business without needing anything else. I'll give you a better example. My mother, who's 67 years old, who's retired, bored, I said, Mom, why don't you come try this job? She used to be a nurse. So she did. I was quite surprised how good she was at it. She was actually signing up an average of 6 people per month. I helped her in the beginning for 3 days. I shadowed her just to make sure she understood how to qualify people. But she was just booking appointments for the legal team to talk with the people, and then they closed the deals. And so she averaged for about 6 months until she had some health issues and she stopped. But she was doing 6 deals per month. So think about that. And if she was only doing it for $6,000 to $7,000 flat fees, which she did, because her intention was she didn't need that much money. A little money coming in was great. She wants to make sure people get the most money back possible, because there are predatory companies out there who do know this business, and they steal money from people. They try to take as much as they can, and they're preying on their lack of knowledge. So we
Okay.
consider
Okay.
ourselves like the watchdogs of this industry. I really want to make sure people are getting the most money back possible. But most people charge an average of 30 to 40%. We don't.
Okay. And you charge because you're training your agents. Once they
So
trained, what do they need you for then, since they don't go through you?
nothing. They don't need me. That's the beauty. I'm going to tell you something, Aline. Nobody does what I do. I actually charge only $500, a one-time fee
Oh,
to
one
access
time.
a
Okay.
one, but I pay that back. So there's a three-part system here. If you're good on the phone, Aline, you don't need me at all. If you understand the business, you're helping people get their money back, it's purpose driven, you don't need me. You don't need my training. And by all means, don't use me. If you want help in closing your deals, I am part of the legal team. I
Oh,
can help
okay. Okay, got it.
$500 back when you get your first deal paid out. So I actually pay back your investment. Now, it
Okay,
doesn't make
okay. The
sense,
investment
but
is to train you.
you're paying me because what I've learned too is people who pay attention.
Okay.
I don't want the money. I just give it back to you, and I want you to succeed, and I want you to submit deals to the legal team. That's what works. And we have a lot of people that are doing that right now. We just started
Okay.
this
Okay.
2025, and we've got a lot of, I'll tell you, here's the data. We started doing this program, the Surplus Accelerator, teaching people how to do this. And already people have closed deals, submitted to the attorney network, and have already recovered and reunited $1.5 million to homeowners in less
Oh,
than one. And there's over $10 million in surplus that they have booked with signed clients still waiting to be recovered.
oh, there's a lot of money out there.
There's
The, all
and
the, all the,
that's like a 1% of what's out there.
Okay. So why wouldn't the bank give it to the owner of the property? I mean, don't they try to contact the heir?
No.
They,
So you have to consider this. It's not the bank again that's holding the money,
oh,
because
somebody, okay,
it's usually a trustee, a third party that has the money.
okay,
Their their job is they have to do a lot of research first. That's why it takes time to get the money because they have to look to see if there's any liens or judgments encumbering the property or that's money owed by the
okay,
person. So they can't
okay,
send you the money because you're not going to pay those people probably. So
okay.
they have to take care of all of that. And then when that's done, that's when they send the one letter. They don't pick up the phone and call you. They'll send a letter, but that letter gets sent to the address that was foreclosed because they don't know where you moved. And the
Oh,
problem is you're not there anymore and you don't have a hoarding address. So they you'll
and
never
most
know about
people
it.
don't follow up on the foreclosure.
Most people don't think there's anything left over, or they just don't believe it. They think the bank takes everything.
Oh, okay. So, so you hope that they won't be contacting them. Okay.
No, I don't mind it at all. I actually tell people if they want to save themselves, let's say $7,000, they should contact them directly. But Aline, I promise I've closed thousands and thousands of deals. 9 out of 10 people, they won't do it even if you tell them exactly what to do.
Oh,
They won't
really?
do I just don't do it. And it's sad, but that's why we're in business because people, just like anything else, if you get a divorce, you don't have to hire a divorce attorney. You could represent yourself, but if you're going against someone who has a divorce attorney, they probably know more about how the process works, the ins and outs, the documents, and all of that. And so it's kind of worth paying someone with that special knowledge. So people, when anything that's resort or anytime there's a legal procedure in place, most people don't want to deal with it. They'll pay someone else to take care of it. And
Got
that's
it.
what it is.
Yeah, that's the thing. They send them only one letter. They don't pursue them. Yeah,
That's right. They're not pursuing them. And who knows, Aline, maybe these trustees get to hold that money in an interest-bearing account where they actually make money on it if you don't recover it. I've heard of that. I don't know if it's true or not, but who knows? They just don't make the effort. And if you don't recover within usually 2 to 3 years, they're going to send that money to the state coffers, basically. A lot of people will actually lose their money if they don't recover it within a particular time frame. It's considered abandoned and turned over to the state. It expires.
got
So
it.
our very purpose driven. I tell you, Aline, I couldn't sell something that I wouldn't buy myself, but I can help people get their money back. And if I make a small fee on that, small compared to what we're recovering, but the average deal is about $6,000 to $7,000. I mean, if you can only get a couple of
So,
those a month,
so right
you're in
now
business.
you're in New Mexico, doing business in New Mexico?
No, I'm in Mexico.
Oh, the real country.
Yeah, right now by the beach, and it doesn't take much. You can just have an internet, a laptop, and you need a cell phone. And you access my Surplus Rocket platform. You go to surplusrocket.com, you get your list of leads. It comes with all the reports for all the people and then the phone numbers. Start
Oh,
calling.
so you're
If they want to
actually
move
on
forward.
vacation. You're on vacation.
But you know what? If somebody wants to move forward, everything is done right from my platform. Can I show you what it looks like?
Go ahead.
Let me show you if I can share. You may have to allow me to share. I'm not sure if I can. Oh, it looks like, oh, there we go. I'll show you here. Can you see my screen?
I can. My
So
leads.
if you went to surplusrocket.com,
Yeah.
I'll just go through, the pricing. It's $450 a month. But if you join my program, you pay that $500 one-time fee that I pay you back. I give you a $100 discount for life, so it's actually $350 a month, okay? Or you can go to annual and you can save yourself money. Some people do that too. But rather than go through all of this, it may not make sense. I'll just show you what the leads dashboard looks like. So you can see here,
Yeah.
we have qualified. My team has analyzed over 2,314 auctions in just the last 30 days. Out of that 2,314 auctions we've analyzed that sold, there's 258 we have qualified that actually have money left over, surplus. Okay. And we have already people that have just started using my system have already closed 157 deals. So their total contract value, they've already made over $1 million in booked fees. And this is how much money we're recovering and returning to people, homeowners. We're reuniting that money. Okay, this is real data. Now, if I go to my leads, we can sort leads. They're vetted, meaning the research has been done, they're qualified. You can see here's the estimated surplus. This person, Monica Simpson in Michigan, has $108,000. James and Veronica Majette in Maryland has 120, 35,000, 70,000, 45,000, 63,000, on and on and on. This list will go on and on and on
And
for a very long.
you decide who you want to call?
You can decide, or in my opinion, call them all. That's what I do, right? So you want to open one up. I don't actually work the leads, but that's how I always worked. It's just to call. I have attorneys in all the states. So you open up a lead. This gives you the details. This was the opening bid's not available, but we have the estimated debt based on our own data analysis. The winning bid, we think there's going to be $108,000 there. We can see the property address. We can see if the person's living or deceased. So we find that out. So Monica Simpson is living, as far as we know. We know who's the trustee, Orland's PC. That's the law firm that sold the property. We have their information. We found a HUD loan, so this might be owed and come out of the dollar amount. Then we have skip tracing reports. You click on any of these links, it gives you a report from Monica Simpson. It can tell her age from 1959. She's 66 years old. Here's all these phone numbers that we have for her. We start calling all the phone numbers, try to contact her, other numbers. And then we can come down here and we have relatives. If we can't get a hold of her, we can call Gary. He's a first degree relative. He's 71. He's got a number. We've got Corey. Maybe that's a child, 42 years old. He's got a phone number. We just go on and on. This is a 19-page report. Some of these reports are very, very lengthy, but it has all these relatives and people. So we're calling them. Now, if I contact, let's say, Monica, or she calls me back and says, I got your message. I'm interested. What is this about? I tell her she's got some money because the foreclosure auction sold for more than what was owed, according to our records, and we can help her get the money back. I'll charge her, let's say, $7,000 of 108,000. That's basically 7% less than that.
Okay.
And he doesn't pay me anything up front. I only earn our fee if I'm successful. And if I'm not, again, there's no risk or liability to her at all. So if she says
Can
yes, okay, then I'm going to come here. I'll go to Rocket Sign, and I can literally send an agreement out to her directly from here, already done for her too. So she can create a document. Well, let's find out. I'll give you one here just to give you an example. You can filter by state, I can filter by owner status. Let's say I want to do it on a deceased owner. Let's say Bruce Watson here. He's got $70,000 in Maryland. He agrees to move forward, maybe $7,000. I'm going to go to, well, actually, I can't show you on this one, but you can send the document. You could load it up yourself if you wanted to upload your agreement, but I
can
actually,
more than one agent contact that person?
well, of course, yes. And we're not the only ones that have access to leads like this. We're just the ones that have access to them the fastest, and we're the ones that do the better research. A lot of people work auction leads and they end up being dead because they don't know how to do the
No, but
research correctly.
can you as the owner contact them first and then if you are not successful, give it to the agents?
Again, you're asking a question that I answered before. The owner doesn't know about the money, and if they know about the money, they can try to contact them, of course. But like I said, 9 out of 10 people, they're not going to do that. They're not even going to try to recover the
No,
money.
but
So,
no, that's not my question. My question is you work with, let's say, 7 agents. Can another agent contact them too?
well, I'm not working with, there's people who subscribe to my data. So I don't know
Okay.
who's working leads, but yes, are there more than one person possibly calling the same lead? Sure. But even if that's the case, that's always been the case. There's thousands of people who do know about this business, just like any business. Amazon has competitors, everybody's got competitors, but we still do very, very well because we just know what we're doing and we do it better than most. And the systems I have put together have made it as simple as possible. So most people that are let me show you this again. This will explain it. The 157 clients that have been signed, that's not signed by one person. That's not signed by me generally. These are by people using my system. And when a deal is closed, when a client signs a contract, that is removed from the system. So then no one else can be calling it. But it's open for anybody who uses it until they close the deal and submit proof that they closed it or close that client with a contract or an agreement. Then we update this.
But you are also calling these people.
No, I'm not personally, no.
No, only the agents too.
I don't want to say agent because I think that might be confusing to anybody who'd watch this. Any subscriber to
Oh,
Surplus Rocket who's trying to work their own business. So anyone who has their own surplus recovery business, or they're trying to start a new career or business, helping people get money back, all of them could be working the same leads. Right? But I
Okay.
have less than 100 people working the system. I do personally know there's thousands of people who are trying to figure this out and they just won't because it's very, very comprehensive and complicated. It'll take them years to get there.
Okay. I want to go back to what you said before presenting the leads. You first said a one time only 500, and then you said it's also a subscription. Which is which?
Correct. So the training, I give training for free via school, right? So if you go to Surplus Accelerator, if you
Yeah.
went to school, you can attend my trainings for free. If you want to be a member where you get discounts and you get exclusive benefits, you pay $500 one-time fee.
And
And
then,
that gives dollars off of your subscription, which would then be 350 a month of
oh,
Surplus
okay,
Rocket.
so it's 500, then there is a subscription.
That's right. But you shouldn't even count the 500 because actually by getting that subscription, that exclusive discount, you're going to get $100 off for life. So in 12 months, you're saving yourself $1,200. So that's the cost of 500 plus when you get your first deal, I pay the 500 back. So you don't
Okay.
even turn
So
on
you
your own
have
investment.
two business going for yourself. You have the business of subscriptions and the business of yourself finding people.
I have the business of providing leads for surplus funds, this business, yes. And then I
Yeah.
have a business for like a consultation business and training. I do training. But again, if everybody succeeds, it's not really a business, right? Because I'm actually paying your money back. So I don't make any money from my actual training if you do
No, but
well.
you yourself also make money from finding people.
Only if people need my service to help them get the person to sign an agreement.
Oh, only if you can assist them oh, okay, okay. You're not in competition with these people.
No, I'm not actually working the leads ever anymore. I don't need to. So what I do is I just provide them an opportunity to work the leads. I provide everything I have that I've used in the past to be successful to
Yeah,
everyone else. And if someone needs help,
yeah. They
that's when
can call
they
me.
pay me
They can
for my
call
service.
you. And what time zone is Mexico?
The same as Arizona, Mountain Standard Time. Well,
It's
where
not
I'm at,
that
I'm right on the border.
it's not that far. Okay.
No, I'm
Okay,
right
well,
across.
I pretty much understand what you're doing. I mean, I understand the business model you have. Um, so I did record it and you did record it. So we both have the right to use it, correct?
I don't plan on using it. I didn't even know it was going to record on my end, so that's perfectly fine. But Aline, let me
Okay.
ask you something because I don't know much about you. What did you do and how did you get into this? Doing these
No, no,
these
I've been
interviews.
doing this show for a very long time and I interview people on their ideas, their profession, and this is that was primarily for my show when I contacted you, but sounds also like a nice business model. So,
Well, I tell you, there's a lot of people who become retired and they look for something to do. And I always tell them, if you're looking for something that's passion driven and purpose driven, and you really want to help people, trust me, this business is it because you're helping people get money. And for a lot of people in foreclosure, it's their start over money. They
okay,
really do need it.
okay.
So I think
Because
people
I
need
do
to.
contact people on LinkedIn to be on the show. That's part of my show. And then, uh, there are, I have a few sponsors and then I do multiple things, because I meet so many people.
Do you ever do like events? Do you host any events or, try to bring
I
opportunities to your customers,
Yeah,
your
I
viewers?
used I used to go to events, but now the events are mostly online. I used to go to networking events. Now all the
Mhm.
events I used to go to are on Zoom.
Do you ever host any events to present like opportunities from people like myself that you meet who may be able to help people start a
Oh,
new career?
no, I do not. I just meet people online and a few times in person. That's about it. No, I do.
And
I do. I used to have a meetup group a long time ago for my show, but then I stopped it. But I used to go to other meetup groups which, and they all stopped at the same time and they all went online at the same time.
That's great. So how did you actually get into doing this? What was the inspiration or motivation for you to want to start interviewing people and their unique businesses?
Oh, my show started for the French community, and I was the only French American show in the US. So anybody who would speak French would do a bilingual interview with me. And then sometime I would meet someone who didn't speak French. So I say, oh, let me do something for them. And I did the show, What's Your Idea? Because there was a lot of startups. And I did also the show All About Your Profession for people who have a regular profession. And that's how I ended up with 3 shows. And then I did bilingual TV. And I met someone who had another language. She did Indian American show. So I did bilingual TVs. And then I stopped right there because to recruit people of other languages was too much on my plate.
Sure, that makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, so you know a lot about me. I know a lot about you, and I'll keep in touch with you through LinkedIn.
Sure, I appreciate that. Would you want me to send you over any links that I showed you today in case your viewers are
Yeah,
interested?
yeah. Do that on LinkedIn. You can send links on LinkedIn, or you can respond to my email that I sent you.
Okay, I'll do that. Well, I appreciate your time.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Enjoy your vacation.
You're welcome. Thank you.